I was sitting at the kitchen table one night, spreadsheet open, and I realized something that genuinely scared me. If I kept doing what I was doing, working hard, saving when I could, waiting for the right time to invest, I'd still be broke in 10 years. That was my turning point. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact strategy I used to go from feeling stuck to building real cash flow and financial freedom in less than 2 years. So let's dive in. So let me take you back a bit. A few years ago, I was in a position a lot of you might relate to. I had a mortgage, I had a young family, and I was working full time, doing everything I was supposed to do, paying the bills, putting a bit away when I could, and trying to get ahead. But I wasn't getting ahead. Every time I thought I was making progress, something would come up. Car repairs, interest rate rise, or the cost of living was going up again. And I remember this one night really clearly. I was looking at our budget, trying to figure out how we were going to actually cover everything that month. And I just thought, is this it? Is this going to be my life for the next 20 years? Because the maths just didn't add up. If I kept going the way I was, working harder, saving a bit more, maybe one day buying another investment property, I'd still be stressed, still be tight on money, and still be waiting for some distant future where things got easier. And then it hit me hard. I had responsibilities. I had people depending on me. And I thought, and I couldn't afford to waste another 5 or 10 years on a plan that was too slow. I needed something that worked now. Like not in a decade, but now. And that realization changed everything, because it forced me to stop doing what everyone else was doing and start looking for a better way. Now, I'd always been interested in property. I'd read the books, I'd listened to the podcasts, and my family was in it at a young age. And the advice was always the same. Buy and hold. Save for a deposit, buy a property, wait for capital growth, rinse and repeat, right? And look, there's nothing wrong with that strategy if you've got the time and also the capital. But here's the problem. Most people don't have time. They need income now. They need cash flow to pay the bills, to give their family a better life, to stop living paycheck to paycheck. And traditional buy and hold doesn't solve that problem. You buy a property, you're probably negatively geared for years, and you're waiting 10, 15, maybe 20 years for that property to pay off. Meanwhile, you're still stressed about money, you're still stuck in the same job, nothing's actually changed. The numbers on paper might be going up, but that's it. And that's why most people quit. They get excited about property, they save up, they buy one investment property, and then they realize it's not helping them at all. In fact, it's costing them money every single month, so they give up. And I was close to being one of those people as well. But then I found something different. I stumbled across rent-to-rent and HMOs, houses with multiple occupants, or co-living properties. And at first I was skeptical. It sounded too good to be true. You don't buy the property, you just lease it. You improve it, you rent it out room by room, and you keep the profit. But the more I researched, the more it made sense. And here's what clicked for me. Number one, it's cash flow positive from day one. You're not waiting 10 years for capital growth. You set up the property, you fill the rooms, and you're making money immediately. Number two, the barrier to entry is low. You don't need $100,000 saved for a deposit. You need 20 to 30K to furnish and set up the property. And that's number three, it's very scalable. Once you've done one property, you can now do 2, then 3, then 4. And each one adds to your monthly income. And number 4, it creates momentum. Instead of being stuck waiting for your property to grow in value, you're generating cash flow that you can reinvest into bigger assets. Actual properties you own, developments, passive income streams. This wasn't just a side hustle. This was a bridge. It was the thing that could get me from where I was, which was stuck, stressed, and broke, to where I wanted to be, financially free, in control, building real wealth. So I went all in. So I found my first property, I set it up, I filled the rooms, and within a month, I was making an extra $48,000 a year, which is $4,000 a month. And that was proof. That's when I knew that this worked. And from there, I just kept going. Now let me break down the exact strategy I used, because this is what I teach people at Anchor Point. It's a 3-step framework, and it's designed to take you from cash flow to assets to freedom. Here's how it works. Step 1, build a cash flow engine. This is your rent-to-rent properties, your co-living setups, your HMOs. The goal here is simple. Generate $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month in net cash flow as quickly as possible. This isn't the end goal. This is the fuel. Because the cash flow gives you options. It gives you breathing room. It lets you invest without being desperate. Step 2 is use that cash flow to fund other assets. Once you've got consistent income coming in and you're working for yourself and you've got your own time back, you start buying properties. But you're not buying random houses and hoping they go up in value. You're buying HMOs. You're doing modular builds. You're looking at small developments. You're buying assets that generate income and grow in value. And you're using the cash flow from step 1 to fund deposits, renovations, and holding costs. Now you're building wealth, not just income. Step number 3 is build the freedom asset. This is the long-term vision. For me, it's a lifestyle block, a property I actually want to live on with multiple income streams built into it. Maybe it's a short-term accommodation, or maybe it's modular units. Maybe it's a mix. But the point is, you're not just getting rich on paper, you're living the life you actually want. And you got there by starting with cash flow, not by waiting 20 years for a property to maybe make you money. That's the plan, that's the path, and it works. So why am I telling you all this? Because I wish someone had told me this 5 years ago. I wasted so much time doing what I was supposed to do, following advice that didn't fit my situation, waiting for a better time that never came. And I don't want you to waste that time. If you are stuck, if you are stressed, if you are sick of waiting, there is a better way. And I want to show you how to build. This strategy isn't for everyone. It takes work, it takes focus, and it's not some magic overnight solution. But if you're willing to put in the effort, if you're ready to stop wasting and start building, this can change your life. That's what we do at Anchor Point Property Co. We help people build cash flow first property businesses using rent-to-rent, HMOs, and creative strategies that actually work in Australia. If you want to learn more, if you want to see if this fits your situation, there's a link in the description below. Book a call with me or my team, and we'll walk through exactly how it works, answer your questions, and help you figure out your next step. There's no pressure, there's no hard sell, there's just clarity. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.